Hello, Care Queens. Long time no see. I am so excited for today's video. I asked you guys on Instagram what kind of videos you guys want to see more from me. And of course, you guys always say self-care, and I love talking about self-care. And this video is a little different because it's about confidence. And I rather, instead of preaching all of the things that I think make you more confident, I wanted to ask you guys specifically on Instagram what you guys want my advice on when it comes to confidence. So I pretty much have a million different responses here. I'm gonna go through as many as possible. Today's video is gonna be a lot longer because you guys have all been asking for longer videos. My puppy Suede is literally sleeping right there, if you guys can see her. You guys probably can't, but she's literally right there. And I'm freezing because I have to keep my house really cold for my puppies because they're huskies and they love the snow. So the house is cold. I have a blanket. I'm drinking out of my self-care queen mug. If you guys want, I will leave the link down below. Okay guys, if you like these types of videos from me, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe down below, comment anything else that you guys want from me, and make sure you turn on your post notification bell so you guys know whenever I upload. And also follow me on Instagram so you guys can keep up with everything that I have going on. Okay, enough rambling. Let's just get into the video. Okay, so I'm getting a lot of questions about confidence with guys. Great question. For me personally, I have always found with my type of personality that I am a little bit more on the dominant side. I don't really mind being the approacher, and I also like to go after what I want. I've always been this way. I never like when a good opportunity slips me by. If you want help with approaching a guy, I would say literally go for it. What do you do when you have the drive but you feel like you have no talent? Okay, so I have always felt like a very motivated person. I always knew that there was bigger things for me out there than just what you can honestly just get from an education or get from whatever people tell you jobs are. And I really think that everybody has a talent. Nowadays, you could literally do anything and get paid for it. Literally anything. You could wrap rubber bands around your hand a million times and get a million views on YouTube. I'm not saying to do that. I'm just saying everybody has a talent. And I think that instead of using the word talent, use the word passion. What are you passionate about? What gets you excited, happy, makes you feel like you have a sense of purpose? If you can't really identify what it is that is your passion, try a bunch of different things and see what makes you feel good. Sometimes it takes actual effort to realize what you're good at and what you're not good at. I know for me, there was a lot of things in my life that I always wanted to do. Once I did them and I realized it wasn't for me, I was a little bit disappointed because I always thought that it was going to be my destiny. But I realized that the destiny that I actually had and the path that was waiting for me was the one I was going to appreciate the most. How to gain confidence in my body after being cheated on. I think as women, I can only speak for women, we've all been cheated on at least once. It's very common. Honestly, you could even be the cheater at one point in your life. Cheating usually has nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with the other person. Don't take it personally. Look at that person as somebody who needs a lot of help and probably a lot of self-reflecting. It has nothing to do with your body. It has nothing to do with who you are. And just get back out there and just try again. Trust me, if I allowed my past cheating things that have happened to me, I've been cheated on, if I let it affect how I was with my relationships moving forward, I wouldn't have Alex and I wouldn't be able to trust fully. I never hold a new man ever accountable for a different man's mistakes, if that makes any sense at all. I personally think it's really dumb to not trust a guy because some other guy did something terrible to you. I think you should always start off with somebody on a clean slate, not look at it as a trust or not trust, just give them a clean slate. And if they do something, they do something and then you don't trust them, but allow somebody to have the time to make their own mistakes or do things right. Getting over or accepting physical insecurities. So I actually really like this one because I have had lots of physical insecurities in my life. There was some that I've really dealt with and just said, you know what, it is what it is. It's who I am and I learned to love it. And then there's things that I changed. You have to figure out and identify what are the things that I want to change and what are the things that I want to work on, inside. There's a lot of things about ourselves that we can't change. We can't change it with surgery. We can't change it with makeup. There's nothing that we can do to change it, and you have to learn to love it. I know for me, something that used to really bother me was my teeth, and I actually wasn't really bothered by them until somebody pointed out something not nice about my teeth. I didn't know that there was a problem with them. And then I started getting really insecure about my teeth and I got braces and everything like that. But I never wore my retainer after having braces and my teeth kind of went back to the way they were before. And I actually accepted it. I was low-key happy that they did go back because I think they looked really cute. Don't let an insecurity make you hate yourself, but if there's something that's really driving you crazy and you know you can fix it, please do. I know that as a role model, I never like to promote things, but I definitely think that it's realistic and it's truthful if I say if there's something really affecting you and you really feel like it's affecting your self-confidence, your dating life, your social life, anything like that, then if you are able to change it, then do it. But if you can't, you need to start to love it. What are some easy but effective ways to glow up? So I always say hair, skin, and nails. Those are the things that I do on routine that make me feel better when I get my hair done, when I get my nails done, which crusty, but my toes look so freaking good right now. I got my first pedicure the other day and I was like, yes, it's been 5 months. But anyways, hair, skin, nails, hair, skin, nails. So hair, first, that's like on my list. Then it's skin, and skin means makeup and making sure that like I don't have any pimples or acne or anything like that, and making sure I have like a nice clean, you know, good poreless face, but it's not really poreless, but like I pretend like it is. And then nails. Those are the 3 things that you can do that are easy and effective, and they actually make a world of a difference. I know people who even just got a few highlights in their hair and it like brightened their whole face. So that is my way of glowing up. Personally, it's always physically in that sense. If you're talking about a mental glow up, then I would definitely say to do positive affirmations, journaling, read some really good books. I know for me, I used to hate reading growing up until I started reading books that were really good for me and my personal growth, my personal journey. So you have to kind of find things that you resonate with, and then you're gonna start to love the things that maybe you didn't like before. What inspired you to become a YouTuber, influencer? I want to be confident enough to do that myself. So I definitely was extremely insecure about starting a YouTube channel. I was in high school. I didn't want to start one. I was embarrassed. I don't know. And it's weird because I wasn't really the embarrassed kind of person, but I just didn't want anybody watching my videos. So the second I graduated high school, I started making YouTube videos, and I've been making YouTube videos ever since. I was never really truly consistent until last year. But one thing I will say that really helps you with your confidence in making YouTube videos is to constantly hold yourself accountable and be extremely self-aware. If you aren't self-aware, you're never going to make it on YouTube. And I think that that's a huge thing to understand. I think a lot of people make videos thinking that they're okay or they're good, and maybe they'll get far, and they're always thinking of the end goal, like how do I get big and how do I get subscribers? That is not what you need to work on. What you need to work on is how do you get an audience to like you, and what is relatable and what isn't relatable, and what is fun and what isn't. Things like that you need to constantly think about, and you need to work on your camera presence. You need to understand that if you wouldn't watch your own video, then why would somebody else? And that is things that I think I really had to check within myself over my YouTube journey, because I was making a lot of videos that I couldn't even sit through my own video at all. I couldn't sit through it at all. And so I was posting them and I realized, why would anybody else watch this if I won't? So you have to be more self-aware, and I think it will really make a difference. Confidence with dealing with a guy who doesn't deserve you. You need to obviously know your self-worth and love yourself. And I think that we all go through relationships with guys that don't deserve us, and then we laugh at their entire existence after us, if you know what I'm saying. And listen, to each his own, but every single one of my exes is not doing better than me. And I'm not using that as a way to talk down on them. I'm just saying always level up. Never go down, never go back. It's not a good look. Always level up from the last. And to always make sure that you are loving yourself first, because like everyone says, nobody can love you truly if you do not love yourself. And of course, people can love you when you're not feeling good about yourself, but it's hard to find someone who is good for you when you're not in a good place in your own life and your own self-love journey, if that makes any sense at all. Okay, so a lot of questions are about moving out. So I'm gonna give you guys a little bit about my moving out journey. So I always thought I was gonna be the girl who moved out at 18. I had no idea like how much things costed. I wasn't privileged to know these things. And I live in New Jersey, so if you know anything about New Jersey, it's very expensive to live here, and it was not gonna happen. Like, I had a very good life with my family, but I am a very independent person. So I worked for years trying to figure out how I was going to get everything that I wanted and more. And a lot of the times people would say you could have moved out sooner, and I definitely could have, but I think that I was waiting for the perfect place. Now, this might sound pretentious or anything like that, but there was just not an apartment that would make me move in quicker if it wasn't meeting my requirements. I work from home. I really base a lot of my happiness and my journey with mental health based off of what I feel in my surroundings. And because I'm home all the time and I'm a homebody, I need my home to feel bright. I need it to feel spacious. I need it to just be what I feel, like what makes me feel good. So I was waiting to afford a place that I was gonna feel good in. And I waited until I was 22 to move out, and I do not regret the decision. I'm so happy where I'm at and building up the confidence to move out. I mean, let's just say I felt like it was well overdue at that point. Like I said, I'm a very independent person. The only thing that was preventing me from moving forward in my move out journey was money. Literally, I had no money. Last year, I made like $150 a month from YouTube. I had no money, and now I'm here. So if you guys want to hear more about my YouTube journey and money and finances and things like that, then let me know down below and I maybe will do a video on that. But yeah, how do I refrain from spending money on useless things and start prioritizing my money and saving? So I used to think that if you have nice things, that means that you've made it in life, but I don't believe that that's really true. I think a lot of the times we are trying to keep up with the Joneses. We have that Instagram, we have like that, oh, like if you get like this particular car or this particular bag, you've made it. And I used to really think that, and I do occasionally buy really nice things, but what I really feel holds the most value in my life is having tangible things that can make me more money. Having my camera, my computer, my phone, those are the three things that make me my money. Those are the most important things to me. So I always like to invest in my job before I invest in my personal luxury items and things like that. Instead of purchasing things that literally hold no value in your life, start investing in things that will help you make more money so you can eventually own luxury items. I beat myself up over the little things, like that my house isn't finished. Like, I've been living in my apartment for 5 to 6 months, or 5 months. I think it's been 5 months. And I don't have a coffee table. This room isn't finished. And it honestly makes me very insecure. Like, I'm annoyed about it. But it takes time for me to invest in good pieces for my apartment. And I didn't want to just buy anything. So like even this cabinet right here is like a gorgeous custom piece. It's very one of a kind. It has iron doors and it means a lot to me. It holds a lot of value to me. And I just really think that you need to prioritize your money more. You have to spend it on investments and things that have to do with your future. And hopefully that will help. I know I just got on a rambling rampage there, but I had to really get deep because I think it was a little bit therapeutic for me. How to stay motivated to work out. I'll let you know when I figure it out myself. How to avoid comparing yourself to others. This is a really tricky one. I think naturally we compare. And even if it's not like a negative comparison, like it's just like like you think when somebody reaches a certain age or milestone in your life that you also have to meet that exact same thing. For instance, I turned 23 years old yesterday and my mom had me at 23. So I don't know about you guys, but like I associate age with like something that had happened, right? So I always my whole life knew my mom had me at 23. So turning 23 yesterday felt so weird because I'm like, I don't have kids, I'm not married, and I'm okay with that. Like I'm content with it now because my journey is different than other people's. I think that you need to focus on yourself and what you want out of life and that everybody's story is different. I think that you shouldn't judge people for doing too much of something or too little of something. It's not your business, it's not your life. I used to really be so big on, like I have to meet this by this year and this by this year. As long as you're constantly evolving and growing and allowing yourself to change, never allow yourself to be stagnant. That's the key word here, stagnant. Do not let yourself be like that. Don't be complacent. You'll be good. If you want to evolve, change, get better with age, I know that's honestly my mission in life is just to get better in everything I do, you have to constantly be evolving. You have to be open to new things. You have to be welcoming to better ideas. And that's just the way it is. So if you do that, you'll be solid. How would you deal with depression and extreme anxiety? I am insecure about these things with myself. So a part of confidence is definitely how you feel mentally. A lot of people believe that confidence is just a physical thing and it's not mental, but it definitely is. So I honestly had no idea at all growing up that I had depression and anxiety. These words were like foreign to me. I just knew that there was times when I felt icky. And anytime that I feel a depression spike or an anxiety spike coming up, I allow myself to completely shut off any noise and really focus on how I can just go through it and then get through it, if that makes sense. Go through it and then get over it. Go through it, get over it. Whatever. Go through it and then get over it. I understand that there are people who can't control their depression and anxiety, and those people maybe need to seek better help and things like that so that they can help maybe tackle these issues. But what I've always learned about these things in myself is that they come and then they go. I don't have depression and anxiety for years and years and years nonstop every day. There are times when it comes up and it comes down. I'm sure I've had an anxiety issue 3 days ago, but it's gone now. And I think the best thing that I do to cope with it is I surround myself with positive things. I always look at the bright side and I know it's going to get better. And I bury myself in self-help books. I like to listen to podcasts that make me feel better about it. And all the things that usually make me anxious are things that I'm running away from. So I like to hone in on it and focus on the things that I'm running away from and run to it rather than away. For instance, if I have a huge workload, I'm anxious about it. So instead of just being constantly anxious about my workload, I'm going to hone in on it, get the work done so that I can get over the anxiety that built up from it. Help? How to dress for your body when you are self-conscious about the way it looks. Something that I've always noticed is no matter the size of the woman, whoever is confident looks good in anything. Literally anything. I see so many girls of different body shapes rocking certain outfits, and I say to myself, because you're wearing it confidently, you look so much better in it. Don't allow your body to be the reason why you don't wear something. And I'm honestly telling myself this as well, because there's a lot of things that I refuse to wear because of my body shape. Even though I love my body, there's a lot of things that I obviously want to work on. And I think that when you carry yourself with confidence, and you can tell when somebody isn't confident in their body because they walk different, they have their hand covering up something. There's just a lot of things that you can tell. And I think when people just rock it, it looks so much better. How to stop being negative. So I have an entire video all about how I stopped being a toxic person. I will link it above so you can watch it, because I kind of talk about my journey from being a toxic negative person to being more positive and just looking forward to the future. Okay, so I actually have this question a lot, and it's essentially how to be confident with your goals in life and how to not hurt your parents. So I honestly struggled with this so much in my personal journey of becoming a YouTuber and doing the unconventional thing of work. I know for me, I come from a family of 2 very highly educated parents who wanted me to take the same route, and I don't blame them. It just wasn't for me. And I'm okay with that and content with that now. And so are they, because I'm doing well. I think that if you just cancel out the noise and you don't allow anybody to penetrate you in that way to where it persuades you, because guess what? When you live alone one day and you have a roof over your head and you're paying your bills and you're raising your family's not going to say to you, oh, I'm so happy that you're a teacher, or I'm so happy that you're a nurse, or I'm so happy you're a lawyer. They're not going to care, because they're not the ones that are living in your life. And what are you going to do when you wake up one day and you hate your job and you hate your life and you hate everything about yourself, and you're going to say to your parents, I only did this for you, and they're going to be like, what are you talking about? You're not doing anything for me. They're not going to feel that when you have your own life one day. So do things for you regardless of who it upsets, and hopefully they will catch on and get over it. And they usually do, especially if you're doing well and you made a positive change to your life. I think that what parents truly want is just to see you happy. And sometimes it takes a while for them to get there because they're very prideful and think that they're always right. But usually, more than likely, we make the best decisions for our own selves. So definitely stop being insecure about that and just cancel out the noise and do what you need to do to get to where you want to be. Okay guys, so I think I answered most of your questions about confidence. If you guys have any more questions, leave them down below and maybe I'll answer you guys back. I honestly really enjoyed making this video because I think that confidence is something that a lot of people don't talk about, whether they have or don't have. I think all of us have insecurities, but it's always good to have some level of confidence in your life to make you feel better and to make you a better person. I really honestly think those that are confident are the most successful and the people who really lead with love and have a good life. So I think that if you work on it every day and you get to a good place, you might be able to have it as well. If you guys want a part 2 or something similar to this type of video, leave them down below. I would love to hear your recommendations. Make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next video. Mwah. Bye, guys.
I wish I was above the center of attention, but I'm not.